David Tennant joins us now. Good morning, David.
Morning.
It is absolutely gripping, this, I think, not least because we all have experience of what happened and we went through it and we've read the stories, but to see it being told in this way, not least for you, David, I'd imagine, because you had some experience of having your phone hacked as well.
To an extent, although this story had sort of happened before I ever found out about that. I was, you know, there was a sort of long tail as the Met were kind of catching up with everyone and going through all the evidence that they had. So it was, really, this story all happens earlier than that. I'd lived through it, you know, as an observer. I'd seen and been kind of bemused and appalled by watching the story unfurl over the years. And it always felt like you know, British journalism is so good. We're so good at it. It's one of the things that we have a kind of international reputation for. Investigative journalists like Nick Davis, who I play in this, are so... I mean, the history of investigative journalism in Britain is to be marvelled at and to be applauded. And something just went a bit wrong here. And this is the story of how some balance was reasserted in that world.
It's almost though once one paper starts doing it or one journalist starts doing it, it then starts to spiral out of control.
I guess it was an easy way to get stories.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, and newsrooms are tough places and they're competitive places. And if you find a way in, it's hard to resist, I guess. I don't know. I mean, but you know, the journalists are the truth tellers. They hold us all to account, don't they? So they have. So when something like this is happening, then it takes someone like Nick Davis to hold them to account.
We saw a picture of Nick, who you play, and you got to meet him as well. It's extraordinary watching his relentlessness, his bravery in the face of everything that he was going through, and the Guardian, the newspaper, the people there.
Yeah. Tenacity, absolutely, and an absolute unwillingness to give up. Nick's an extraordinary journalist, and he was what a resource to have to have him on the end of a phone, on the end of an email. The great thing about playing a journalist is if you've got a question and you go, "What was it like the day you met Sienna Miller for the first time?" or whatever it is, you get, you know, a beautifully eloquent reply, which can be terribly helpful when you're trying to tell that story. And Nick's very good at also being honest about his own failings within that as well. So there's nothing, you know, this isn't a puff piece. This is a very accurate portrayal, I think, of how these events went down.
You just mentioned Sienna Miller there, and we were talking about it actually in the production meeting this morning, and how people were kind of, within the public eye, were kind of dehumanised almost a little bit.
I think, that's the thing. I mean, everyone is deserving of a private life. Everyone deserves to, you know, to be able to hold some things back. And that's what this robbed people of. You know, hacking into voicemails. It's not really the way we communicate these days. Actually, voicemails are quite rare, but back at the sort of turn of the century, the early 2000s, we left voicemails for each other all the time. We never for a second imagined that was a public portal.
But I think it's also the way you then start to question the people around you too, and you see...
And that's the terrible tragedy.
Yes.
And that's the Sienna Miller story, which is told within this, is a great example of that, How it just tore relationships and lives apart.
Yeah.
And why do you think, David, when we talk about the pride that we have in journalism in this country and how renowned and respected it is, why do you think Fleet Street didn't find a way of exposing this sooner? Because it seems now, when you look back at it and you watch the end of... And I've watched all of them, I devoured the whole thing. But you watch it and you see what happened to everybody in there and who was held responsible and who went to jail and what actually happened after this. It seems extraordinary that people weren't going, we need this to stop sooner.
Well, and that's what Nick Davis was doing. That's what Alan Rusbridger at The Guardian was doing. They kept trying to push this story, and it didn't take off for a long time. And that's part of the story we tell. Now, I'm not going to say why that happened, but, you know, maybe people didn't think the story was relevant. Maybe it didn't feel like it met some kind of criteria for public accountability. Maybe it was inconvenient. I don't know. But eventually, I think, you know, we all remember the terrible intrusion into Millie Dowler's phone, of course. The murder schoolgirl, and that, I think, is what broke the dam, really. And people went, oh, hang on, this is wrong and this is inappropriate. But because Nick had been plodding away and tearing away at this story for all those years, it finally the dam broke.
And there's a great cast that's involved.
Yeah, amazing.
Robert Carlyle.
Robert Carlyle plays Dave Cook, and that's another story that's...
Who's the detective?
Yeah, there's two quite different stories. So episode 2 takes you somewhere else entirely.
It really threw me.
Throws you for a bit.
Yeah. I'm watching it going, is this the set? Have I clicked on the wrong link?
Yeah, exactly. And then slowly you'll see how those stories dovetail together. Robert Carlyle's a magnificent. Toby Jones playing Alan Rusbridger, editor of The Guardian, who's got all that sort of twinkle in humanity.
Yeah.
And
he says he brings out the best in you as well.
he brings out the best in me.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He says that.
Yeah, he said that,
I mean, he's probably right. Yeah, he's probably right. We've got Eve Miles, we've got Rose Leslie, we've got... it's an amazing cast. And that was one of the great joys of it, that people read these scripts and responded to them, and people who would often lead their own series come in and did a couple of days for us. And, you know.
And then, of course, the characters that you're interviewing are characters that we all know. Max Clifford's in there, Rupert Murdoch's in there, Rebecca Brooks is in there, all these characters. It's really compelling. It's being sort of compared to a little bit in terms of the impact to Mr. Bates versus The Post Office. Of course, another show that Toby Jones was integral to as well.
Well, we share some producers.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's a sensibility there. There's a kind of... and ITV have been very good in recent years about telling these moments in recent history that have sort of shaped who we are or can shape who we are, speak to where we are right now as a nation. And I mean, the idea of truth, what is truth? How do you report the truth? What's true, what isn't true? The idea that truth might be sort of malleable. That's quite a modern, terrifying prospect, and that's what this is all about.
We've got to talk about the hair.
Oh, yes.
Because you're right in the middle
Yes.
of some certain very important filming right now.
I am. I'm filming Rivals Series 2 at the moment.
Yes!
Very excited about this.
So this is Tony Baddingham's kind of Terry Wogan hair colour, yes.
And what's going to happen? What's going to happen to him?
I'll tell you all of the plot right now.
Just give us a little soup song, a
do
taster.
some really bad things.
Do you?
I do some
You enjoy it, though. I could tell by the way you even did that there.
How dare you?
I did some really bad things.
One of the things that strikes you when you watch the first series is it was quite a physically amorous series for many of the cast
Physically
members.
amorous? What are you
That's a nice way
suggesting?
of putting
Well,
it.
I'm suggesting you were at it a lot, all of you. If you want me to be a bit more explicit.
Every element of life is explored,
Exactly
for sure.
Is it true you had a bit of an accent in one of those scenes, though, series 1, involving...
Yes, I did. I was launching myself onto a wooden bed at one point, and that unfortunately my knee collided with the bed frame in a rather unfortunate way. Not very sexy.
No. Did you have you now got a stunt double for those moments, David? Because you can't afford to be buckling the Tennant knees. They're too valuable.
You never quite tell when you're going to sort of fall over and embarrass yourself, can you? But you certainly don't want to do it when you're wearing a sort of modesty pouch and trying to have sex.
Was there an intimacy coach who was trying to protect the bed as well?
Yeah, who ended up sort of getting the elastoplast out.
Oh, no.
Yes, not the sheets.
Don't do that. Don't do the sheets.
Yeah.
But what, I mean, the reaction to Series 1 must have thrilled you all.
Oh, it was bananas. We loved it. Yeah, it's been so exciting. Because we didn't quite know, there wasn't really anything else like it.
No.
So you're sort of, as with everything you do, you kind of put it out there and you like it and you hope for the best. But yeah, it really seemed to connect.
Yeah.
The other thing that we loved on the weekend is we got round to watching the Thursday Murder Club.
Oh, good.
Which, of course, there's quite a lot of controversy around, just in terms of people's takes on it and whether you've read the book and is it faithful enough to the book, or
I see.
you know, because there's that sort of thing, because it's everyone, it takes it to their heart. Richard is with us on Thursday as well, isn't he? Richard Osman,
Right,
he's got a new one coming out.
Yes, of course.
When you take a story that is so beloved by the people who've read it and then you turn it into a film and they twist it slightly, is there some nervousness, or did you just love that character as well?
I think there's always a bit of that, isn't there? There's always, you know, it's pretty faithful to the book. Compared to some book adaptations, it's pretty faithful. But yes, it changes the storyline a little bit. I mean, they're big books, so you have to contract them into a 90-minute movie. I was just really chuffed to be part of it. I mean, what a hoot.
What a great character
part
again
of
as well,
that.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Another
never...
monster.
You never got to meet Spielberg.
Spielberg came to set for one day.
Right.
And I was on set.
So
and he
why...
landed in a helicopter in the car park.
Amazing.
He came up, he was led up to set, he got taken off into a field. He had his photograph taken with all with the main cast and with Richard. And then he went back down a hill and got back in a helicopter and disappeared. I thought, I never got to meet Spielberg. So I thought, well, he's coming to... Well, no, then I thought, well, maybe I'll go to the
premiere. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, Rivals like, we're really sorry, we've really tried, but when you need to be on set filming in Bristol, we just can't release you. And Spielberg showed up at the premiere again. So I'm owed a meeting.
Essentially, he's avoiding you.
Maybe that's what it is.
That feels like that's how I've read that. Have I read that wrong?
That's chilling.
I did hear Tom Ellis talking about it on a podcast, saying that the two of you were sitting there the next day going, we didn't get to meet Spielberg. It's just not fair.
I know.
It's just not fair.
I just thought he passed quite clear.
Stephen.
Yeah. Stephen! Stephen! I'm in it! I'm in the film! Bye!
Amazing stuff. David, we're out of time. It's so lovely to see you. Thanks for
Thank
dropping by
you.
and enjoying the pie as well. It was a good pie, wasn't it?
It was
was
a
a
good
great
pie.
pie.
Yeah, I don't
Definitely
eat the rest
not
of
a
the dinner.
quiche. The Hack, which is brilliant. It starts on Wednesday, 9 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX. You will love it. It's absolutely gripping. Please come and see us again.
I'd love to.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.